Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about GFCI outlets and who needs them. I'm going to show you how to install one and why they're so important. So for starters, pretty much everybody needs to have GFCI outlets in their homes, and GFCI stands for Ground Fault Circuit Interrupter. And what that does is the GFCI is going to be monitoring the amount of electricity that is flowing through it. And in the event of a ground fault, such as if you were to drop your hair dryer into some water, they're looking for power that's leaking somewhere that it shouldn't. And as soon as they sense that, they then shut off. So there's no more power that can flow through those outlets. Now, if you have a fairly new house, then more than likely you're already covered as far as having GFCI protection, as it's been coded for quite a while now to have it in certain areas. Now, if you live in an older home, there's a good chance you have a bunch of outlets that look like this one. This is a two-prong outlet, and there's nowhere to attach a ground wire to. In fact, on some of your larger appliances and items in your house, when you go to plug it in, you can't plug it in because there's no hole for the ground prong to go in down here at the bottom. So you know that you're probably using adapters in order to plug that appliance in and to be able to use it with these outlets. Now the problem with that is because there is no ground wire, you run the risk of being shocked or even electrocuted in the event of a ground fault. Now of course the right way to correct that scenario would be to rerun wiring throughout the entire house with a ground wire, but that can be very expensive, so installing a GFCI can be your best bang for your buck, at least to add that extra layer of protection. Alright, so now I'll show you how easy it is in order to replace a standard outlet with one of these GFCI outlets. Let's go. So first thing I want to do is make sure that I shut off the circuit breaker that's supplying the power to this outlet. Once that circuit breaker's off, then I can remove the faceplate on the outlet. Once the cover's off the outlet, then I need to test to make sure that the power is in fact off. Now that I've confirmed that the power is off, now I can remove the outlet from the box. Alright, so now that I've got this out of the box, you can see I've got two white wires, and then if I flip this over, I've got two black wires, one bringing the power in, and one that's going to send the power on downstream to other outlets. And then I also have one ground wire, which I assume means that they pigtailed it in the back, which yes, there is a bunch of ground wires in the back of the box, and this is a pigtail. So now I can loosen all the terminals and remove all the wires from the outlet. Alright, so now that I've got my old outlet out, now I'm ready to install my GFCI outlet. And this particular one is a 20 amp outlet, as this is a 20 amp circuit. Now on this outlet, you'll see there's these two buttons. One is test and one is reset. You're technically supposed to test these about once a month just to make sure they're still working, because they can in fact go bad over time. So in normal functioning mode, when there's power going to it, you'd hit the reset and it would stick in place and then power would flow. To test it, you would push the test button, it would pop out the reset button, which would cut off power going to whatever it is that this powers. Once you verify that there's no power going through this, then you would just push the reset button back in, and as long as there's power going to this, the reset button will recess back the way that it normally should, and then you'll have power going to your devices again, and there will be a little green light down in this little window. And then if we flip this electrical outlet over, it has on the back a diagram of where all the wires are supposed to go. So for instance, these holes up here, I flipped this upside down, this is where the line wire would go. The line wire is the wires that bring in the electricity from the circuit breaker. And then underneath of this yellow sticker here, it says load. So all the holes that are up here, that is where the load wire will go. The load wire is what then takes the power on to the outlets or lights downstream. And then if we turn it over here to the side, you'll see a brass terminal up here. There's also one down underneath of there. Brass always indicates your hot wire. In this case, our black wires. And then over on the other side, there's a silver terminal. There's also a silver terminal underneath of the sticker. That is where the white neutral wires will go. And then of course, on the bottom, there is a green ground screw, which is for the ground wire. Alright, so now I've got two sets of wires. I've got this white and black wire that are together and this white and black wire that are together. So now I need to figure out which one of these wires is my line and which one of these wires are my load. And the way I can figure this out is by turning the circuit breaker back on, supplying power back here. So I'll start with this bottom black wire here. And as you can see, that bottom black wire is supplying power, so that is my line wire, which means that these top wires are my load wires going on to the other outlets. So on many receptacles, you would have hooks on the wiring that then would go around each of the terminals. In this case, we just have these holes in the back that we'll push the wiring into and then tighten down each of the terminals, and that's going to hold the wire in place. So I'm going to first start with this green ground screw up here and put my ground wire into the outlet. Once that's seated, then I'll just tighten down the green ground screw and give that a little pull. Now next, I'll attach each of my white neutral wires into the holes on the silver terminal side here in the back. Now again, it labels these ones here as load and these here as line, and we found that the top wires are the load side and the bottom wires are the line side. So I'll insert this top neutral wire, which is a load wire, into one of the load holes here on the silver terminal side. Then I'll take my other white neutral wire, which is a part of the line wires, and insert that into one of the line holes on the silver terminal side. And then just make sure that those are in there nice and tight. Then I'll flip this over so that you can see. And now it's time to install our hot wire. So I'll take this first load wire that's on the hot side and insert it into its designated slot. And then just tighten down that terminal screw like I've done with the rest. Now give all the wires a tug just to make sure that they won't come out. All right, so now I'm ready to push the wires into the back of the box and then screw down the outlet into the box itself. All right, so now I've got the power back on, so now I can push this reset button to get this outlet working. And now I'm going to use this outlet tester just to make sure that everything is wired up correctly. As long as these two lights on the right side light up, that means everything was wired correctly. So that one's good, and that one's good. And now I can attach my new trim plate. So I hope this video was helpful and maybe got you thinking about some areas where you need to replace some outlets with some of these GFCIs, or just add some GFCIs altogether. If it was helpful, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up and also letting me know down in the comments down below. And of course, if you have any questions, you can leave those down in the comments as well. And I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.